North Hollywood has become the center for art, live theater, and live music in Southern California. And today we're in front of one of their top theaters here in North Hollywood. Hi, I'm James Bartholet, and we're in front of the NoHo Art Center for a very special rehearsal and interview with the director and the writer of the show, actor, activist, and environmentalist, Mr. Ed Begley Jr. We are here right now with a multi-talented, and I mean that with all due respect, because this man is an actor, a writer, an activist, an environmentalist, a director, an all-around nice guy. And I'm so happy that he's doing the show that he's doing right now, Mr. Ed Begley Jr.
Thanks so much for having me on.
Yeah, well, thank you. And thank you for this wonderful show, Caesar and Reuben. It's a musical about Cesar Chavez and Reuben, and I can't remember Reuben
Salazar,
and about how they met, and a very important time about a very important man that you met, I met, and a lot of people know, who changed really the face of the world.
You knew Cesar as I did, and he was an incredible man. He was a guy like no other I ever met. You know, I never met Gandhi, I never met Dr. King, but I knew Cesar Chavez. He was a man of that ilk that did incredible things. He changed the world, and he did it nonviolently, which is so important, to do that without resorting to the violence that was heaped upon him. You know, people were killed on the picket lines, people were injured on the picket lines repeatedly, and they never responded with that kind of violence. Indeed, that's why he first fasted. People think he was fasting to win the great boycott, or the lettuce boycott. The first fast and many others were to send a message to his side of the aisle, his side of the street, to tell people, no, we can't respond with violence. We can never do that.
And it's so eerie how time is repeating itself in the incident that we had downtown in the park with the police.
Yeah, there's an incident that happened in 1970 at Laguna Park. There was an anti-war protest, and Reuben Salazar was covering it there for KMEX. He was a writer for the LA Times as well. On this day, he was covering it for KMEX, and he went there to cover this anti-war protest, and he was told, as everybody was told by the police, go back inside, get off the streets, and he listened to them. He's a law-abiding citizen. Then, for some reason no one understands, they went and they shot into that Silver Dollar Cafe where he was and others were instructed to go. They shot into it with a tear gas gun for some reason, and he was killed by that very large tear gas projectile.
Wow. And was there any police that were convicted in that?
No, there were no convictions. It was determined to be an accident, and that was 1970. But the idea of the show that we're doing is that Cesar and Reuben were indeed friends and had met many times in the living world, and now both of them have passed away, and they have a conversation on the other side.
Now, you met Cesar in a coffee shop yourself, Pan?
I did. It was Pan's on Sepulveda, I think it is, there in, near the LA airport. I was there coming back or going to the airport. I don't remember. But there was a guy that got out of a modest little car, very modest car, with another guy. And I went, wow, that guy looks just like Cesar Chavez. I kept eating my oatmeal. Then he walked right past my table to get to his. And it was clear it was Cesar Chavez. There's nobody that looked that much like anybody. It was him. So I went over to his table after they had ordered. I very respectful. I said, Mr. Chavez, I don't want to disturb your breakfast, but I'm a big fan for many years. I took part in the great boycott and the lettuce boycott from a distance. I've sent some money to the United Farm Workers, and we've never met, but I'm a big fan. And he says, oh, interesting. What's your passion? I said, well, I do a lot of environmental stuff, and in a very nice way, but it's still a little bit challenging. He says, that's good. You like to save the birds and the whales. That's all very good, and the owls. But what about the people? Do you know what they're going through? I said, I know very well. I know about the struggle that you folks are facing in the fields, and I know about the Cadillo family who lost their kid, who got very sick from pesticides and childhood cancer, with all these kids in McFarland, California, Mario Bravo, and all these young kids who died. I said, I knew them, and I knew them by name. He went, oh, we're going to get along just fine, you and me. Most people don't know about that. And so we worked together on pesticide issues, and we became friends and went to an environmental film festival in Colorado once, and he was a great man.
So when did the whole musical come about?
I just picked great songs, and I had no intention of writing a musical about Cesar or anyone. I don't write songs, but I have a lot of good friends like Don Henley who do write songs, and David Crosby is a friend, and many other people, Peter Gabriel, and other people I don't know, but I would like to. Enrique Iglesias, Carmen Moreno, who's become a friend of mine, Ruben Blades, who is a friend of mine for many years, and all these people. I picked 10 songs in Spanish, 10 in English, and I told the story of the United Farm Workers with songs.
It is beautiful. I just watched a little bit of rehearsal, and we're going to take a couple more looks at that rehearsal right now. But it's beautiful. It just all fits together. And I said, I can see this heading to the East Coast.
You're very kind. We're happy to be here at the NoHo Arts Center. It's a lovely theater in North Hollywood. The NoHo Arts Center. It's a little 99-seat theater, and it's a nice place to kind of test drive this vehicle and see if it performs well. And
we got a good buzz from the Imagen Awards last year.
Oh, it was a few years ago. You're right. We did win a Mahin Award, and that was quite an honor. Yeah, we won a Nosotros Award. We won 4 Valley Theater League awards. We did it in 2003 at the El Portal Theater. It was very well received, and it's very warmly embraced by the Cesar Chavez Foundation and his family. And so Dolores Huerta is coming to the opening, as are many of his family members. So
I think everyone would love this musical.
Yeah, it's something for everybody. And if you don't speak Spanish, if you're Spanish challenged, as I am a little bit, I know a bit of Spanish, but I'm not that good, there's super titles. So you can listen to the songs and you will know what they're singing about.
Well, would you take this to New York if they said, Ed, we want you to bring this out to Broadway?
Let me think about that for a long time. Yes.
I think it should. I really think it should. I think it should be something that school kids should see. I think it's that important.
It's great for school kids. It's something that is a very educational piece, too. I'm scared to say that. I probably should never say that again. You say educational, people stay away in droves, I think. But it happens. There's some good information that you walk away from. A lot of people don't know about the life of Cesar Chavez and what he did. I found when I was writing this, I was shocked. I went into a music store to buy, music in Spanish, and this was a Latino man. He was about 20-something, and I said, I need to get some songs. He said, what are you doing? Why are you buying these songs? I like Spanish music. And I said, oh, that's interesting. And I said, also, I'm writing a play about Cesar Chavez. He said, The Fighter? I went, no, that's another guy. But no, it's Cesar Chavez, the United Farm Workers. And he, a guy in his 20s, and this is about a decade ago, he didn't know who I was talking about.
Now, that is sad. That is really sad.
So I think we need to fix that. I think there's certainly a state holiday here. I think it'd be wonderful if there's a national holiday for a hero like Cesar Chavez. That's something I'd be very happy with.
Real quick, I know you've got some movies also coming up, some new projects you just recently finished. One that looks very exciting is the William Tell movie.
I worked on that some time ago, about a year ago now, with the wonderful Cindy Williams, my dear friend. And also I have a movie called Pineapple Express with Seth Rogen, wonderful actor from many different movies, Knocked Up, and can I say that on cable? I guess I just...
You can, yeah.
Knocked Up, and he's also in 40-Year-Old Virgin. I saw the abridged, or the short subject on that, the 20-Year-Old Virgin. That's another movie.
Final words of wisdom that you would leave for us, Ed, for a young director, a young actor. What would you tell them?
Young actor, young director. Well, the different advice for a director. If you're going to direct something, the most important advice I can give you is get in good physical shape. Literally, go to the gym. Be in good fit, eat good, sleep good before you start, because you'll be besieged. Once you start directing a TV show, which I've done, a play which I've done, I've never directed a movie. Maybe one day I'll do that, but I'm sure it's all the same. You have to be rested, healthy, in good physical shape. That's the best advice, because you're going to be asked 400 questions a day, sometimes 800. Do you want the red hat or the black hat? Do you want the light up here, or do you want it down there? The lighting director wants to know which you like. The sound. Do you want the mic here with a radio mic, or should we boom it? I mean, there's endless questions, and you have to answer them all. Ultimately, it comes to you. And so I think you should be in good physical shape. That's the advice I give directors. As an actor, my best advice for an actor is keep your life simple so that you don't have a lot of expenses, so that you can make decisions based on art rather than on commerce. If you have a big house and a lot of overhead, then you go, I got to do that crummy TV movie. I got to do that commercial I didn't want to do. and you make decisions based on commerce rather than art.
As I've said before, live theater is thriving here in Southern California, and a great idea when you go out at night, instead of going to a nightclub or a restaurant or a movie, is go and check out some great live theater here in Southern California.